is we're now fully certified organic in the vineyards and the wines and the winery, which is taking the wines through to that was interesting, and on the level that we have to be very aware of any additives that we add in the winery, so we can't add any normal yeast food. That's the only difference. So we're fermented a little warmer and a little softer, and it's made very little difference. The wines are very much the same as last year. It was one of 010, 011 was a crackingly good vintage as well. We haven't had to do much on the preservative level because we already were within the organic spectrum, so it's very low in preservative anyway. So becoming fully certified is a real step, and we are still waiting on Demeter to decide when they're going to certify us, but that is just how they work. They get there in the end, in their own time frame.
And what do you feel about the health of your vineyards?
Oh, the transformation of the vineyards from us going from really the key thing we were doing was wheat spraying. But because a lot of our soils are quite porous, not wheat spraying has had a fantastic effect. If you think about, just try not to pop someone's eye off, but if you think about, we'll just divert for a tick. If you think about a sterile soil, I suppose one of our vineyards is on recent fluvial soils, which is sand and rock and stones. Sure. Think about the fragility of the soil. If you weed spray, you have a great sterile strip under your vines, which is dead, and because you want it to be dead, because you don't want any weeds to grow, but it is dead. And so when you add water, which you have to do to a small degree to keep your vines alive in that soil, you get a coning effect of extremely depleted soil because the water runs through in a cone shape, and because underneath it is just rock. It's like surface tension. It's like when you put a flannel on the side of the bath and your whole bath goes through the flannel onto the floor. You break the surface tension and the water goes through and the cone is dry but leached. Whereas by having a live soil, if you are going to water, we have to water a lot less. You're dripping your drip irrigation down into a live soil which dissipates the water sideways. And so it goes out widely, creates this huge platform of water that slowly sinks down through the root zone. And so you need a lot less, it goes further. And the vines have a much greater area of damp and working surface, closer to the surface roots, so they require less water. And we've found in our clay-based vineyard, we're dry farming. And we've been going that way anyway, but we're very happy dry farming, and that's fantastic. And on our stony soils, we're using, at this stage, a good third less water.
And you planting anything specifically in Turo to help?
Turo, yes. Well, we're bringing bees in. We're part of the sort of bring bees back to the Wairau Valley, because this was the first year that they moved out. It's too much of a monoculture, not just through grapes, but through in general. There's not the food source for bees. So we already are running a lot of different things down between our vines, but now we're really focusing them on bee food and trying to grow more tree lucerne and more natural all year round bee food. So there's also the parasitic wasp that we grow food for, which is another way of dealing with an inherent problem, leaf roller. Those sort of things were already there, but we're just increasing the amount of that diversity. We have cows and sheep, and we're building the winery at the winery block. We're building a farm in there to have them up there as well, and on a permanent basis. I quite like the idea of guinea farm and trees, but I know how noisy they are, so hopefully they'll live by the neighbours.
Yeah, guinea farm are quite fantastic.
It's very exciting. The health of the vines is was interesting. The fruit that we've had this year, which was a tricky vintage for some, was really good. But we're all 2 canes and spur pruned, and we had really, really clean fruit. We're at the stage where for all of our fruit, whether it be Huia or Hunky Dory, we're managing all those vineyards. We have the Huia estates, and then we have 3 growers, and we manage their vineyards. And we have the viticultural management and the labour management, which is fantastic. That's either certified organic or certifying next year. So
Hooray!
the whole of Huia and Hunky Dory will be organic 2012 certified, and we're just waiting on Demeter for Huia.
And how much money are you saving on spraying, and or are you having to replace it with mechanical weeding, or?
We've had to buy another tractor. We've replaced a little of mechanical weeding, but and you have to still do some hand tidy up. But we're looking at brewing the soft spray bacillus is quite expensive, but we're looking at brewing our own. We've just built a compost tea maker that's sort of a proper one, not just a kind of one that was a vineyard-based one. Actually, it was the other side of the winery with rainwater and a good amount of air blowing through, and that also will make bacillus spray, which you put on to combat botrytis and to an extent odia powdery. You cover the vine, the berry with bacillus, which dominates, and there's almost no platform for the other diseases. And we put on fish oil and seaweed. They all went down last week to one of the local beaches, had a great day picking up seaweed. and you know, they have a huge amount of fun as well.